Hi guys, welcome back to today's video. In this video we're going to be scaping the 4-foot tank behind me. It was sealed 3 to 4 days ago now, there's no leaks, so I'm going to get on with scaping that. Yeah, as I said, we're going to scape the 4-foot tank behind me today. We've also got a little bit of maintenance to do on the tank that we set up a couple of weeks ago, and we've got some new fish to add. I'll be adding them right at the end. They are drip acclimating now, so they should be done by the time we've done the tank. I'm not entirely sure what scape I'm going to do behind me yet. I've got rocks that I want and some substrate and plants, but I'm not entirely sold on how I'm going to do it. So without further ado, let's crack on. So I'm here at the garden centre. This is the kind of slate that I want. I want it to look a bit like mountains. These bits are quite nice. Haven't decided if they're the ones I'm going to have yet. There is one with some crystals in it down here. So I'm thinking this big piece here, maybe another piece from in there, but you'll see what I've chosen when we get home. So I'm just in my local Maidenhead Aquatics getting some plants. I think I might get some of this because this looks really nice. And some of this Rotala red. I'm going to get some Ballasinaria as well. So I'll get these and then we'll get home. Alright, I've got all the plants. So we're going to head home now and start the tank build. So I'm looking forward to it. I've also just spoken to the girl at the fish store and she said that whenever I want to, I can go in and do a tour. So that'll be good. I can take you guys around. They've got loads of fish there. But yeah, let's get home. You may have heard me mention drip acclimating before. So basically all you do is you just put a bit of air line in and then you hang it over the edge of your bucket. You tie a knot in it until it's got the drip amount that you want by loosening the knot or tying it tighter, depends on how much drip you've got. I'm not going to tell you what fish they are at the moment. I'm going to keep you waiting and I'll show you at the end of the video. We'll release them into the tank. This is the hardscape that I've got. These are the pieces that I chose in the end. I think they're quite nice. Some nice patterning on them. And I've got some smaller bits as well to do some details. I've got this complete substrate as well that I'm going to put in. I'm just going to do a layer of that where the plants are going. And I've got just some beach sand type substrate here, which is going to go on top to cap it off. I'm hoping that I've got enough hardscape. I could have done with a bit more of the pieces that are in between these, but if it doesn't look right, then I'll go back to the garden centre and get some more. All of the plants are in the other aquarium. Sorry if you can hear that beeping, we've got moles, so we're trying to scare the moles away, stop them coming up in the lawn. There's a few things that I need to iron out, so I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to put the sponge filters so you can't see them. Can you put them next to the plants? Will the plants get sucked to it? I don't know. I'm just going to have to wing it and hope for the best. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a base layer of just plain sand in so that the rocks aren't touching the glass. And that will just prevent the glass from cracking. Ideally you would put some filter floss or something down, but I don't have any. So yeah, bring on the time lapse. Okay, this is what I've come up with so far. I don't like it really, but it might look better once I've got the plants in. At the minute I'm not very wowed. This is our plants all prepped, ready to go in. I've taken them all out of the ceramic rings and things. We've got some Java fern, we've got some Rotala rotundifolia red. I can't remember the name of this. This is Ballasinaria gigantea, I believe. This is Limnophilia sessiflora, and we've got a couple of different types of moss. So I'm going to go ahead and get them in now, and then I'll show you when I've done that. So what I'm going to do here is, I've got the moss and I want the moss to sit between these small pieces here. So obviously it's not going to go between it all now, but what I'm going to do, use super glue gel and put a tiny blob on, cut the moss up, stick it to the pebbles, and then they will go between there, and then eventually it will grow in. And also the Java fern, I'm not sure where I'm going to put that yet, but I'm also going to stick that with super glue because that feeds from the water column and doesn't need planting in. The plants are in. Obviously you have to take into account that they'll need to grow in. I've now got absolutely tons of super glue gel on my fingers covered in sand, so I've decorated myself too. So we've got the mosses down here which will grow in between the rocks. We've got plants that will come up over the back, plants there. I've tried to do like a little path to give it some depth. That might look awful. If it does, I'll just mix the sand up. You know what time it is?
Fill it up. Fill it up, please.
Right, so the fish that I've got today are now acclimated, so I'm going to scoop them up and put them in. Then I'll tell you about them. So this is the albino bronze Corridora catfish. I've got 3 of them. They are best to be kept in groups of 6 or more, but what I'm going to do is I will get them slowly. So I've got 3 now, and I'll probably get another 3 soon. They go through all of the substrate and nozzle it up and move all the detritus about so that you don't end up with that brown layer across your sand. The ideal substrate that you want to use for these guys is a soft sand because they've got the little barbels on their face, and where they rub their nose through all the substrate, if it's a sharp substrate you can damage their face, so you have to be careful about that. But they're super cute. Right guys, this is the finished result. I'm quite happy with how it turned out actually. I decided to do a little road / path through the middle. I think it looks quite good. I don't know if you'll be able to get the perspective from this angle, but it goes there and goes around the corner. I was half tempted to get a little bench to put on there, just so it looks like a little park. I was going to put angelfish and rummy-nosed tetras in this, but I don't know if I will now, because I think with it looking like it does, if I put big fish in it, it will ruin the sort of illusion of it being big rocks and trees and a little road. So I'm going to have to think about that. I might just do a massive school of rummy-nosed tetras and shrimp. Maybe put some shrimp in there. I've got 2 sponge filters in it, so they'll be perfectly safe with that. Let me know in the comments what you think I should stock this tank with. I'm open to suggestions. I've been to the fish shop and got 3 new Nerite snails, which are currently in my established tank. And once the tank behind me is cycled, then they'll go straight in there so they can get going on keeping it clean. If I'm going to put shrimp in there, it won't be a problem anyway, because they'll clean it. I've been spending quite a lot of time looking at the pond today, and the 2 goldfish that I put in there had fry earlier in the year. They're growing up now to be quite big. I'll insert a picture of one of the babies here. And so I think what we're going to be doing, well I say I think, I know exactly what we're doing. We're going to be extending the pond as well. I know I haven't shown you that yet, that will be coming in a couple of weeks. And then in the autumn we'll be extending the pond, putting a stream in, an extra waterfall, so that's going to be epic. So I'm excited for that. In next week's video, it will be the shrimp tank. Now I can't wait to do that because I've got an idea for it, which I don't think I've ever seen anybody do before, so that should be good. If you've enjoyed today's video, don't forget to click subscribe so that you can follow me on my journey, and hit the notification bell so that it tells you when I next upload, and I'll see you next week. Bye!